Welcome to this daily guided meditation practice. This is the Attentive Mind. My name is Nathan, and I'll be guiding you through this meditation practice today. Find yourself a seated position. The goal here is to find something sturdy and comfortable. You don't want to shift around too much during the practice, but you also don't want to fall asleep. So you just want to find kind of something in that middle. Sitting in a chair is really nice with your back straight, or lying down can even work, but be careful with that one, you might fall asleep. But just find what works for you. This is also an open eye meditation practice. We don't close our eyes here. However, if you have learned to practice with your eyes closed and you feel more comfortable doing so, feel free to do it. There are no hindrances. Only if your eyes are open, go ahead and just leave the screen alone and drop them down gently down below you. You could be at the floor, the desk, or whatever is just below you. We're not staring or analyzing anything, but we're also not blurry and zoned out. We just have a nice, light, clear gaze directed gently downwards. You're in a nice, comfortable seated position, and your eyes are open and down. Just relax. Leave alone the feeling of trying to get somewhere in the future. Drop all of your ideas about what you think meditation is. You are here. That's all. Completely ordinary. Nothing special. We're not getting somewhere with practice. We're not achieving anything. In fact, we're doing the opposite. We're giving up our sense of control, trying to change things, trying to do better. Just leave it all alone. For this moment, leave it all alone. You can pick it up later. There's nowhere to go. There's nothing to do. There's no one to become, and no accomplishments to be had. There's only this moment, right here. Everything else is an idea. So the practice is simple. Let go of control. Be here now and completely rest. And I'm probably catching you thinking right now. No longer here, but often some story, some future problem or worry. And this is why we suffer. Because we fail to be in true contact with reality, which is always here and now. So instead of following this next thought, instead of following the future or the past, bring your attention to the lower belly, below the belly button and above the groin. Just notice this area here. Notice how it kind of lights up as you place your attention with it. See how when the breath comes in, the lower belly expands naturally. And as the breath leaves, it relaxes all by itself. Without focusing or trying too hard, just be lightly aware of this rhythm in the lower belly. And allow your thoughts to come and go as they please. Don't shut them off or ignore them. Just be aware of the breath. Lower belly. We're not focusing, we're being lightly aware. We're not shutting thinking off. We are allowing it to continue on. You are not your thoughts. They happen all by themselves, in the same way your heartbeat happens all by itself. You can't stop thinking. Only as Shunyo Suzuki once said, during meditation, we leave the front door and the back door of our minds completely open. Let thoughts come and go as they please. Just don't serve them any tea, because then they will want to stay. Remain with the breath and let your thoughts run wild. Don't control anything. Let go. Come back. Come back to the breath. Lower belly. Wake up. Wake up from thinking. Return to the breath. Lower belly. And I'm probably catching you thinking again, no longer aware of the breath. But it's curious, isn't it? There's awareness of the breath, and then there's awareness that gets lost in thoughts. And we call this me. We say, I am aware of the breath. I am lost in my thoughts. Where is this I? Where is this me that directs attention to the breath, but then gets lost again? What is that? Turn the attention back. What exactly hears this voice? What does experience happen to? Is there something there? Or is it an illusion? What are you? Look carefully. What do you discover? Leave this thought alone. What perceives thinking? What are thoughts talking to? Really? All right, you can look at the screen. There's a book that I'm reading right now. It's called Why Zebras Don't Get Ulcers. It's a very famous book. And basically, it's this doctor, I think. Well, he's a PhD, and it doesn't matter. He studies stress. And basically, the whole book is how stress is bad for you. Now, if you're an anxious person, like I am, I wouldn't really suggest reading the book, because the beginning is all about how you need to stop stressing because you're going to die. So it's liable to start feeling stressed that you're not unstressed, right? Nervous that you're nervous. But what's something very interesting about what we can know and learn about stress levels, or even depression, things like this, a lot of it has to do with our sense of control. And the more feeling of having a lack of control in our lives, the more we actually get anxious, obviously, or depressed. And you'll notice in your own life, when you're worried about something, a lot of the times the worry, the incessantness of it, comes from a feeling like, I am not in control. But from the perspective of meditation, it's not so much that we feel this sense of a lack of control, which is why the stress comes about. It's more so the attachment to control itself, right? That causes the pain and the suffering. If you're attached to control and wanting to control the situation, like most of us are in some way, like if you're this crazy planner that needs every detail to be right on the vacation, to the point where you can't even enjoy the thing. It's all a plan, and if it doesn't go right, it's something crazy is going on. If you're that kind of person, you're attached to this sense of control, which is causing stress in your life. Because everything is out of control. We control very little. Really what we can control has to do with our behavior and our will, but not what happens. And so we give up this sense of trying to control the world and instead go with it. We go with it. This is a very Buddhist and Taoist principle, which I have found has worked for me. It's an analogy of a river. The river of life, everything moves the way it's going to. Nature really doesn't give a damn. It will happen. Things will happen, and you can't really control it. So there's a river. It's like we're all in this river, and it's all going according to the current. And we're all in it. And having a sense of control, and therefore having a sense of control, is like trying to swim against the river. I don't want it to go that way, so let me swim this way, upwards. But when you do that, you'll notice how fast the current is rushing past you and fighting you. So it's stressful. And that's how it is in life. When the moment you resist things and try to control it, it becomes very stressful. Because nothing goes according to plan. Nothing. So what do? Give up control when you can. Go with the river. And the moment you go with it, you'll notice everything is still. Because you're at rest with it. But if you fight the damn thing, you have a life of stress and suffering. So go with the river. You can always ask yourself, in any situation, this is a Stoic principle, can I actually control this? Or is it out of my control? If it's out of your control, do nothing, let go of it. If it's in your control, you can do something about it. But I promise you, 90% of the things that you're going through are out of your control. So go with the river. And then once you go with the river, you go with the stream, you know how the stream is going, you can use it to your advantage. You can swim with the river. You can avoid obstacles. Thank you for showing up today. Thank you for showing up for your life. And as always, I'll see you tomorrow.